If you go to any North American city, it's pretty common to have some immigrant neighborhoods, you know? Neighborhoods like Chinatown, Little Italy. If you're from Miami, you know there's Little Havana and Little Haiti. But have you ever imagined that there would be a Little Portugal? Well, I'm here in Montreal, Canada, in Little Portugal. There's a whole neighborhood here. You got a Portuguese store, a mural of a Portuguese singer. You got the Portuguese park. You even have a Portuguese designed Vespa. Ah, eu pareço seu neto?
É parecido.
Ele é bonito?
Tem barba. É rico.
Quanto tempo você mora aqui no Canadá?
Ah, 40. Então. Mas não falo francês. E tu não é, sabe?
Adão.
Ai, Adão.
Adão e Eva.
Adão.
Todo mundo português? Aqui é... Cheguei, parei em Portugal, ó.
Somos todos irmãos.
Somos todos irmãos. Eu incluído? See, I'm Portuguese now. I made it to Little Portugal, to the actual Little Portugal. Not the fake stuff you see outside. This is legit. This is serious stuff. All the ladies where they come and hang out and they drink their coffee and they have their pastel de nata. This is one of the best things that came out of Portugal besides Cristiano Ronaldo, right here. Vocês têm até um ambiente como em Portugal. Alright, my friends, if you don't know it yet, now you do. This is the pastel de nata, one of the most incredible things that come out of Portugal. It is, I don't know how to describe it. It's a pastry with custard, egg, cream filling. And what I like to do, what you gotta do, is put some cinnamon on it. So you slap some cinnamon on there on the top, right? Muito canela. I got the approval. Yeah, você quer um pouquinho também, não? Quer um pedaço? We're gonna let it rip. Check it out. It's lovely. I was in Portugal not too long ago, and I can say that that is not too far from what I had in Lisbon. And what you also have with your pastel is a little cafe, right? A little Portuguese coffee, very small dose, very strong. And if you're in a really legit spot, they'll give you the Portuguese journal, A Voz de Portugal, the voice of Portugal. And that way you can stay up to date with everything that's going on in Portugal, especially, you know, these ladies, I don't think they have iPhones. They like everything old school. Everything old school, so we got it. Real Portuguese experience.
Ah, não precisa ganhar dinheiro no Portugal. O senhor está com os olhinhos. Eu quando lá vou não encontro nada.
Obrigado. Isn't it interesting how no matter how many years go by, these ladies still live every day like they're in Portugal? The language, the friends, the foods that they eat, it's all the same. The only thing that changes are the lives of their children and their grandchildren, who then become mixed into the local population and the local culture, maybe holding on to a little bit of Portugal as the generations move on. But it kind of reminds me of how my family has moved around all over the years, and even those ladies said, hey, you look Portuguese, you look like my grandson. Well, that's because if you trace my family lineage long enough, then you'll end up in the Iberian Peninsula. So maybe there is a little bit of Portuguese in me. Who knows? It shows that no matter how far you move geographically, there's always a little bit that sticks with you. Check it out, guys, right in the middle of Little Portugal. Everything we need to know about the Portuguese immigration. These are the first batch of immigrants, the Portuguese men who got off the boat and they're getting on a bus to Montreal. You got the documents from the consulate of Portugal in Montreal, and here, what I found most interesting is that it says that Canada accepted the first Portuguese immigrants as an experiment. They wanted to test their ability to adapt to the harsh climate. And I find that to be super interesting because nowadays, even though we all know Canada has crazy harsh winters, we don't question our ability to literally be able to survive them. We know that there's plenty of people living here from all types of countries, from all types of climates, and they come here and they survive just fine. But back in the 50s, think about it. The Canadian government must have been thinking, damn, well, we can't bring too many Portuguese people over because if they don't survive the winter, you know, they're all gonna die. So I find that to be crazy. They started off with like 300 immigrants, and then that community grew into where we are now, this Little Portugal neighborhood. This feels legit. It doesn't feel like one of those modern piri-piri chicken bullshit places. This is like, feels like you're actually in Portugal. Look at the wall design. Check it out. Super old school. The tables, the tablecloths. Even the way that the waiters already are talking to me. Feel the Portuguese vibes in here. One of the things I notice about Portuguese restaurants everywhere I go is that there's always like 1 or 2 waiters max. No matter how big the restaurant is, there's 1 or 2 guys doing everything, and that's why the food takes so long. You know, the place doesn't want to spend extra money on staff, and there's no reason for you to be in a rush. So the key is when you go to a Portuguese restaurant is you got to sit down, enjoy a drink, enjoy a nice conversation with whoever you're with, and wait patiently. Just like in Portugal, we got some olives, bread basket, and the butter. Obrigado, amigo. I don't know if they do it the same way here, but in Portugal, usually you don't pay for this unless you consume it. So they just put a bunch of bread on the table, olives, and I think these are like lima beans. I don't know. Eu não sou do Brasil.
Não és?
Não.
Como é que falas brasileiro?
Eu aprendi a falar brasileiro.
Onde é que...
Porque eu não conheci suficiente português.
Então és de onde?
Flórida, Estados Unidos.
Are you American?
Yeah.
E falas como brasileiro.
How long have you been in Canada for?
Fucking since 74, you were not even born.
Since 74?
Yeah, shit.
How old were you?
I'm 62.
So how old were you in 74 when you came
I was
here?
18.
13? That was a big change, huh?
Yeah. I cried for weeks and months. My father from the beaches of Portugal to bring me to this Papino Street. I wanted to cry.
I know, man, I know.
Days and days, that's all I did was crying in bed. Because I had no friends, nothing, and I used to play soccer back home with my friends. I used to live close to the beach. Being 3 months in the beach the whole summer.
Wow.
And you bring me to Papino Boulanger? What the fuck is wrong with that? Wait.
Oh, that's just the side. That's the side. Wow. These are the Portuguese papas. Portuguese batata. With a little bit of rice. He said he was going to surprise me with the meat, so I don't know. I don't know what's coming. I genuinely have no idea. Oh. What is this?
Relax.
No boy. I never had this in Portugal.
Filet mignon you're gonna have in your life.
I never had this in Portugal.
No.
Damn.
But it's surprising because it's more near Lisbon when you have this.
I was so busy eating bacalhau, you know, and like frango.
I like it medium rare, okay? I never well cooked it. This is the filet mignon. It's stuffed with the garlic for $48. Meat, garlic, and spicy.
What do I do, man? Just like whatever I want.
I do
like,
this. This is what I do.
What do you? Yeah, how do you do it? Like, what's the rotation? One in the garlic, one in the spicy, and one in the
Whatever.
Each piece you just put on the brick like that.
Go.
All right.
It's very hot.
Oh wow. The garlic, it's different in there, huh? The Portuguese restaurants, you guys love to make one person do everything, huh? You can handle the pressure. Yeah.
We're workaholics.
Yeah. But what was it that got you out of your misery then? After when you were a kid, you came here.
I started working at 13. Yeah, I started working in the club with a strip joint.
You worked at a strip club?
At 13.
No way.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
My father used to know the owner. And I started working out as a busboy. I started going downstairs to get the ice and things like that. And at 13, I was in a shrimp joint and bar and restaurant.
No way.
I didn't want to go back to Portugal anymore.
Vocês nasceram aqui ou em Portugal?
Nasci na Ilha da Madeira.
Ilha da Madeira, a clima da Ilha da Madeira, vim para Canadá, para o frio.
A vida melhor aqui. O clima da Madeira é melhor, mas falta melhor.
Vida melhor aqui?
Sim.
Por quê?
Mais fácil viver aqui do que em Portugal.
Trabalho.
Em Portugal, agora, quem encontrou um bom trabalho, mas na altura, eu já vou fazer 60 anos de Canadá agora em outubro. 60 anos.
60 anos no Canadá.
Sim, senhora. Portanto, naquela altura era um atraso de vida,
Não havia.
A gente vivia muito pobre.
Não havia as coisas cá hoje em dia.
A gente vivia muito pobre. Não tinha eletricidade em casa, não tinha água, era água encanalizada, era preciso ir buscar todas as portas. Era difícil.
I remember what it's like as a little kid when I didn't have patience for old people. I thought they were boring. There was nothing to talk about with them. But nowadays, I really enjoy talking to old people. I'm telling you, you learn so much. You hear their stories, you hear how life goes by. All those years, what did they go through? What did they learn? How do they feel now? It's very important to understand that life is something that it kind of just goes by. But meeting people like that, they're chilling out here in the park on a beautiful day in Montreal, knowing that they've created this whole better life for their kids, their grandkids, their great-grandkids, and all the other generations that will come. So it's crazy. It used to be one little Portuguese shop here, and now there's a whole neighborhood. Lots of culture here in Montreal. I love it.